Following on from the success of Shelter, the badger simulator, Might and Delight have stuck with the same game concept to bring us Shelter 2. In Shelter 2, however, you play as a mother lynx who must raise her 4 lynx kittens to adulthood. The game opens by teaching you the basics of running and jumping, before you make it to your den and pop out 4 rather cute kitties in variable colours. Once you've named your brood, it's time to hunt. This is where the control prompts became somewhat lacking. When you encounter novel interactable objects, prompts appear on the screen, but with hunting this was unclear. However, I soon picked up the gist of it and was feeding my offspring delicious rabbit carcasses. The game starts to pick up as your cubs venture out into the wild with you. This doesn't, however, particularly affect the mechanics of hunting. Gameplay is still more of the same. Kill small furry creatures to feed your small furry creatures. You have a sensibility you can use to spot prey items, your cubs, as well as the way to different map zones. Prey items include rabbits, deer, and little ground critters, along with nests you can knock out of trees. You need to ensure all cubs are fed, or they will become weak and die. I learned this the hard way, as I was strolling along when I noticed I was missing a cub, too hungry to follow. Weak cubs require food to be brought directly to them in order to save them, and they stop following you until you do this. If you don't, there is a horrible cat scream, and little baby Lynx is no more. Beyond this peril, however, I never really felt that my Lynx kittens were in much danger. I encountered wolves in one zone, but could quickly and easily jump onto a rock before they appeared. If you don't do this, however, one of your litter will pay the price. Other than wolves, which only appear in one zone, and the accidental starvation of a cub, raising my brood was a breeze. The gameplay could do with more challenge beyond wandering around the open world, and for the most part, slaughtering bunnies and picking up collectibles, which seem to have no real impact on the game whatsoever. A litter takes about 2 hours to raise. Once your surviving cubs grow up, you can then start the game again, continuing the family line, with one of the cubs as the mother and generating a family tree. Thus, you can play the game as a different coloured Lynx, but beyond that, it's still more of the same. Graphically, the art style is charming, with an angular polygon style and natural colours. The seasons change throughout the game, causing slight environmental differences, such as water freezing. I feel as if the objective of the developers was to make the player relax and explore, to immerse yourself in the environment, and after getting past the distinct lack of variation in the gameplay, I did start to enjoy myself. To me, this game seems to be one designed as a way to unwind. The music is atmospheric, conveying mood depending on environment. The objective is fairly simple, but I think in this case that is okay, provided you don't come into it expecting an action-packed carnivore simulator. For the vast majority of my playthrough, I was just killing rabbits in different locations. However, it was still entertaining in its own strange way, almost therapeutic. The game is by no means bug-free. There are quite a few clipping issues, creating weird conglomerate lynxes. At one point, using an eat animation made me unable to turn, and I had to load the game. At another point, my sensibility became somewhat psychedelic. These bugs aren't game-breaking, but in my 2 full playthroughs, they were noticeable. Overall, I'm giving Shelter 2 a 5 out of 8 bits. The game is gorgeous, and the environment's interesting and fun to explore. The gameplay for me could do with a little more peril and variation in order to encourage replayability, and there are definitely a few kinks that need to be ironed out. I've been Francesca from the Kilobits, and when I'm not pretending to be a Lynx, you can find me doing other reviews, vlogs, and Let's Plays right here. So subscribe to see more of this. Thumbs up for the kittens! We also have a Facebook at facebook.com/thekilobits and a Twitter at thekilobits.